Hello, friends. I am so glad to be with you today on New Year's Eve 2021. I have gotten a lot of notifications, some messages from some folks saying, please, help me prep my meal for tomorrow, and had some questions about the cornbread that I am going to make. But my meal for tomorrow is going to be ham, which I have back here. I just bought a 10-pound Smithfield regular ham that I'm going to put in the oven in the morning and just heat it through. Y'all see I got on shorts. It is hot here in South Carolina. It's going to be almost 80 tomorrow. Isn't that crazy weather? But I got my ham and I'm going to cook that tomorrow. Just easy, simple. Put it in a roasting pan or just a regular pan and cover it with foil, and you cook it. It'll tell you the directions in here. Let me see. You bake it at 325. Remove all the packaging. Place the ham on the cut side down, and, for 15 to 20 minutes per pound. So this is a 10-pound ham. So I'm going to be putting it in there for about 150 minutes, which is an hour and a half. Right? No, more than that. A couple of hours just to heat it through. The ham is done, okay? The ham is all done. You can eat it just like this. But if you want it heated through, then you cook it like that for a couple of hours and it'll be perfect. All right, now for the broccoli cornbread, that's where I got the most questions. Y'all, I don't care if you don't like cornbread. You need to go get the ingredients for this. If you don't like it,
I don't even like cornbread, and I love it.
Faith Ann says, I don't even like cornbread, and she loves this because it is so flavorful, it's so moist, and it's so good. So I'm not going to put it together today because I want it to be fresh, but I'm going to talk you through it. But it's broccoli cornbread, and I posted the ingredients early this week so that you could go prep. But if you haven't gone to the grocery store yet, now depending on the size of your family, but I'm telling you, I always make a double recipe and it gets gone. So just on the safe side, I think you'd be safe to make a double recipe. You need 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix, just the regular Jiffy mix. 2 boxes. 2 sticks of butter, which is 1 cup. If you feel like you're not going to eat a 13x9 pan then cut all this in half. Just do the 1 and the 1 like this. Then you need, it's going to call for 4 eggs beaten for just 1 recipe. So I would not do 8 eggs. I would do 6 because I think that's going to be enough to bind it all together. I would do 6 eggs. Hey, Katie. So instead of 4 eggs, I'm doing 6. This is for the double recipe. 1 onion. I'm not going to double my onion because when you cut this onion up and mix it in, you're going to mix it in to your mix raw. You're not going to saute it ahead of time. All right? Chop it up, and you don't have to be perfect. Like I said, oh God, I'm going to throw it around. But like I've always told you, we're not in a cooking show and we don't need to worry about how it looks. So just chop it up in little things the way I've taught you how to chop it. This is one of the secret ingredients. Do not go by the package directions for the Jiffy mix. You're going to go by what I say. And what I'm going to do when I get off of this live, I'm going to post the recipe in the comments, okay, so that you can see a written. But I've pretty much already earlier this week, posted what you needed to get. But the secret ingredient in this is cottage cheese. That's going to replace your milk and add moisture into it. And you will not, I don't care if you, oh, I hate cottage cheese. Well, if you're allergic to it, you don't want to use this. I mean, but you know me, y'all got to use your own noodle to think if you're allergic to stuff, then you can't cook some of my things. But anyway, cottage cheese, any kind. You can use low fat if you want to. I always use the 4% milk fat minimum. And you want to use, let's see, how much? Where is it? 6, okay. This is a 24 ounce thing. I would use about half. So about 8 to 12 ounces of cottage cheese for a double recipe. I would use, yeah. It's just a consistency thing. You don't want it runny, but you don't want it overly thick. But all this stuff is going to add moisture. Then your broccoli. Now, you can buy broccoli. Now, this is spinach. But, you know, broccoli comes in these little packages, frozen packages, 10-ounce packages like this. This is spinach. I'm not going to use that, but I'm just showing you. I don't have chopped frozen broccoli, but you find it in the frozen food section. And you have chopped broccoli. What you want to do, though, if you buy it in the frozen food section and use this kind, you want to open it up, thaw it out in a colander where it can drain, the water can drain, and then press it with a paper towel to make sure you get all the excess water out, because you know when it freezes, it's got a lot of water in it, and you don't want that watery frozen broccoli in your stuff. But I'm going to use some broccoli that I had left over from cooking something earlier this week, and I'm going to chop this up, and then I'm going to slightly steam it until it just gets bright green. A lot of people overcook their broccoli. They cook it to death, and when it gets to be army green, you know, a dull camouflage kind of green, you have cooked all the vitamins out of it. So you want to just put a little bit of water in a pot. I thought I had a pot out here, but anyway, my sink, I need to do dishes. It is full of pots and pans and stuff. I got to do that. But anyway, you want to chop it up fine and then steam it in a little bit of water and until it gets bright, Kelly green, Christmas green, and then turn it off, drain it, and let that drain, and then you are going to add all that and put it in the pan, your 13 by 9 pan, but spray your pan first, and then you're going to cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes on, let's see, what do I cook it on? 350? Okay, this thing says 400. Yeah, 400. 400 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. So set your timer for the lowest time. Set your timer for 25 minutes and check it. And if it's not brown on the top, then lightly browned on the top, then you can leave it in there for the other 5 minutes. Now, if you like cheesy stuff, you can add a cup of shredded cheddar cheese to this. That's totally optional. Now, I know some people are saying, well, golly, I don't want cheese to be optional. I want it in there all the time. Well, then add it. You can add cheese. Now, this is a great recipe, too, that if you don't want to use the broccoli, you could use a can of corn. I just like to use broccoli because I grew up in Florence, South Carolina, and there was a sweet little restaurant. And that's how I got introduced to broccoli cornbread. Benton's was the restaurant. And so I've always loved this recipe. And I've cooked it for years and years and years and years. And it's part of your good luck. Because, you know, your New Year's Day meal is supposed to bring you good luck. And green is supposed to bring in the money. Also, another green thing that's supposed to bring in the money And the prosperity is your collards. Y'all, this is going to be the first year that I do homemade collards. I bought these from Mr. Ringo yesterday at his roadside market right up the street from me. He was selling them off the back of his pickup truck. And so I asked him how he cooks them, and he showed me how to cook them. I have always just bought the canned collards because over the years I've heard, oh, collards are so hard to cook, blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself this year, I said, you know what? I'm Mama Mel. I got my own cooking show. I got to make my own collards. I got to fix them. So what Mr. Ringo told me to do, now I'm also going to come on here in the morning and we're going to make this stuff again. And you're going to see actual me making it. So I will come on here in the morning and do that. But for today, I just wanted to tell you what you can run out and go get today if you want to, and then we'll do it tomorrow. But he told me you always want to cut the stems off, cut down. You can pull it off like this. You just go down your stem. That big stem in the middle, you don't want to worry about the ribs right here, but you want to get this stem off. And then you want to cut them up, chop them up, rinse them off well. Rinse them very, very good. You don't want them gritty because they come out of the ground. FYI, it's a natural product. It comes out of the ground. Then he told me to put a little salt and pepper in a pot and a little bit of water, just barely covering the top of my chopped up collards. He said put the lid on and cook them for 45 minutes to an hour on like a medium simmer. Let it come to a boil and then cut it back and then let it come to a medium simmer. Medium simmer. But before we do that, I'm going to use good old-fashioned fat back, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna cook the way I cook. Y'all adjust it how you want to. But I bought me some fat back yesterday. And I'm going to take these little strips and fry them up in the bottom of my pot before I even put any of these collards in. And I'm going to render that fat off and use that as my fat to season and flavor. You can also use little ends of your bacon, chop that up, put bacon in there, chop off a piece of your ham, fry it up in the bottom of the pan and let that fat render off. When I say render, that means it melts that fat until it's like liquid. And that's rendering the fat. But I'm going to use fat back in that. All right. Then, today, though, going to put all this aside. I'm already finished with my broccoli cornbread explanation and my collards. But today, and I can go ahead and start this. My black-eyed peas, dried black-eyed peas. This is 16 ounces, which is 2 cups. It will greatly feed my family of 6. Well, 7 with Casey, Grant's sweet girl. But they're dry. They're dry. You can do a quick soak. And do it. They always have the package directions. They always have the directions on the package for a quick soak if you forget to soak them overnight, or an overnight soak. But what I do for an overnight soak is I put a little garlic powder and a little onion powder and put the water in, and I go ahead and let them soak overnight. I fill up my bowl. You can do this in a pot too, but you want to make sure you have a pot bigger than what this is, because they're going to explode. They're going to get bigger. They're going to absorb this water. And I just season this to taste. I go ahead and put salt in this water as well, and make sure that it's salty to your tasting. And then put your garlic powder and onion powder to your tasting. And in the morning, when I go to take this and rinse them off, now you're going to have little holes that rise to the top. All the little bad peas are going to rise. The little bad peas are going to rise to the top, and you can discard those. We're not using those. We don't want bad peas, and we don't want the holes. I mean, you're going to have more holes come off in the morning, but you can take all that off the top, and then you'll have good rinsed off peas. And what you're going to do in the morning after this soaks overnight, you're going to pour off this water, and you get your pot that you're going to cook them in. Deep, let's see if I can find one. I still can't get over the fact that I'm wearing shorts on December 31st. Y'all, I'm serious. All my pots and pans are in the dishwasher. But you know, a regular saucepan, deep like this. So we're gonna rinse these off in the morning, then put more water in that pot to cover it, and I'll do it against my white shirt. Y'all like my shirt? My sweet friend Katie from Cincinnati and my inner circle sister sent me this for my birthday. Be still and know. Anyway, Katie can put in the comments where she got it if y'all want one. But anyway, in the morning, you're going to drain your black-eyed peas. Then you're going to put this much water over the peas in the pot. Then you're going to re-season it. You're going to not put quite as much salt. Just a little teeny bit, because that salt's going to absorb in these peas. But you're going to want them, you know, you don't want the water so salty that you're like, ugh. But then you're going to also put your fat back in with your peas. And then you cook them on a medium-low simmer until they're tender. I don't know. I wait 30 minutes, 30 or 45 minutes. And I go and I get a little spoon and I taste a pea. And if it's still grainy, then you want to keep cooking it. But soaking it overnight is going to help. It's going to help with cooking them quicker tomorrow morning. Tomorrow. Okay, what else we got? Okay, I'm going to have rice tomorrow. And if y'all want to know how to make good rice, I will tell you that too tomorrow morning. But rice is easy. Rice is really easy. You just can't, you just got to not stir it. You got to boil the water, put the rice in salty water. Water that's salt to your taste. Not salty like the ocean, but salt to your palate. Then you put it's always 2 to 1. A cup of rice to 2 cups of water. So if you have a good sized family, I always do 4 cups of water to 2 cups of rice, always. And salt to taste. I put a pinch of onion powder and a pinch of garlic powder in there just to flavor the water a little bit. It doesn't have to taste garlicky. I put a little pat of butter in there. And when that boils up, then I put the rice in there, stir it, let it come back to a boil, stir it again, turn it down to low, number 2 on your eye, and put the lid on, set your timer for 20 minutes, and you'll have perfect rice every single time. Now, I have done it in the pressure cooker too. I find that it takes just as much time, but if I don't want to tend to it, at least in the pressure cooker, I can leave it alone. I don't have to worry about running and turning the eye off. When the pressure cooker goes off, I just let it die down on its own. I don't do a quick release or anything, but there's instructions with your pressure cooker or your Ninja. I have the Ninja Foodie. So it's got air fryer, pressure cooker, crock pot, all that kind of stuff in one. I love my Ninja Foodie. I love it. But anyway, what else was there? Got my cornbread, got my ham, got my rice, got my broccoli cornbread, collards, black-eyed peas, and sweet tea. So that's going to be my meal for tomorrow. Hey, Jennifer. Let me see who else is on here. It stopped scrolling, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm so glad y'all decided to come on here today. I hope that's clearing things up with how to put the things together. I am going to be putting it together tomorrow morning. So I'll be back on here and you'll actually see the process going. And I'll show you what my collards look like and all the things. But I just wanted to come on here and clarify that today. I I might make a fruit salad. I've been promising it to my kids. So I might do that too and use up some of this fruit from the holidays. But I hope y'all had a great Christmas. We did. It was very chill and laid back. And then yesterday we, Jay and Faith Ann and Carson and Lucas went to the Duke's Mayonnaise Bowl up in Charlotte and watched our Carolina, University of South Carolina Gamecocks. They won against the North Carolina Tar Heels. So they had a big time yesterday, and Grant and I watched it on TV. So we're just a laid back family watching football during the holidays. And I'm going to watch football today and watch Cincinnati whoop up on Alabama today at 3:30. And then later on tonight, some more football. So we're not going out anywhere. We're just chilling here at the house. We usually have a whole bunch of kids coming in and out, and I have all kinds of food and things like that here. But this year is just a little different vibe. My little birds are flying out the nest and going other places, but I wanted to alert you people. Now, if you live near me, I want you to know that Mama Mel and Papa J, our phones are on all night. And if you have had too much celebration, I want you to call me. I mean it. I won't ask any questions. I just don't want you getting in a car and driving in a condition that you don't need to be driving in, okay? So I'll be home. My phone works in the middle of the night. Matter of fact, I got a call in the middle of the night last night from my nurse midwife friend, and she needed assistance at a birth. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I left my house and I went and helped her out with the birth of a sweet little baby girl for a beautiful little family. And it wasn't anything I did. I didn't do anything but just write down important numbers about heart rate and blood pressure and all the things. But just to be able to witness God's miracle on the last day of 2021 did something to my heart. So, I am still processing that miracle that I watched in the middle of the night, and just blessed to have been there and to be able to serve the Lord in that way, to serve that family in that way. And it just did something to me. So I am running on pure adrenaline this morning, and I'm just really excited to be sharing all this with you guys, and I love y'all so much. Please put in the comments if you need something else, if you need other assistance. Message me if you have my phone number. Message me on Messenger, on Instagram, whatever you want to do. But please reach out to me. I want everybody to have fun in the kitchen, to enjoy cooking for their family every day of the year, not just on holidays, but every single day of the year. So I love you girls and guys, and I am going to sign out for right now, but I'll see you back here in the morning, and we're going to put all this stuff together and have us a beautiful New Year's Day. Good luck and good prosperity and good everything meal. I wish the best to you guys. From my kitchen to yours, I love you. Peace out.